Here we have the daily price chart for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. There are some major questions about this stock that I think will probably be answered relatively quickly for anyone that's been holding the stock for quite a while. As we know, anybody that follows this stock, we know that there have been some significant declines here, and the possible potential for upside is quite substantial. If we just look back to the prior highs that were posted last August, so we're not even talking about a full year here. Prices were trading above the $16 mark, which is a substantial difference, at least in percentage terms, based on the $4.87 close that was posted during the most recent trading session. There are major, the potential for upside here is quite substantial. And I am curious to hear about how long some people have been holding the stock. I can see based on many of the comments that there are many long-term share price holders in this. And I would like to know how long people have held on to these positions. Because I do believe that there is going to need to be some patience here in order for share prices to really start posting a reversal and to see a substantial move higher. I mean, I don't think that this is the type of stock that you can really day trade quickly, unless you want to take very short term gains. That might be possible. But anyone that's really looking to capture these kinds of substantial price moves, if we go back to the August 23 highs, this is probably going to take a little bit of time to unfold. And the real question here is whether or not we're forming a base, whether or not we're truly basing for an upside reversal here. There are a lot of opinions about this stock out there in the market and on YouTube. And I would like to know if people think that this stock really is ready for a reversal here, or do you think that it will take some more time in order for that to happen? When I look at this chart, I do see some positive signs here that suggest to me that we might be in the process of posting a long term reversal. The first thing that I would like to point to would be the indicator reading itself. So this is a daily chart, so the indicator reading is fairly important. This isn't a 5-minute chart or a 15-minute chart. This is a daily chart, and we can see that the underlying momentum here remains positive. This trend has been in place since roughly the middle of April. We have started to see some upside trend momentum, even though share prices are trading mostly sideways here. Uh, Ultimately, that can be considered to be called a bullish divergence. We're starting to see progress in the indicator reading that has not yet been matched by the share prices themselves. The relative strength index can work as a leading indicator in these types of circumstances, and it can suggest that upward price moves are likely to be seen in the future. For these reasons, I am sort of expecting to see a wave pattern unfold here in the upward direction, which does break these prior highs, which posted at $6.05. Another reason that I'm adopting this positive view, this bullish view for the stock, does come from the fact that we did try, the market did try to attempt to generate some bearish momentum in the relative strength index reading in the early parts of May, as we can see here. If we kind of move in here, we can see that this downtrend in share prices generated enough negative momentum to begin to show a trend in the relative strength index itself. But this didn't last very long, and it did eventually break here, as we can see. Should probably try to move these arrows so it's a bit easier to see. Okay, so as we can see here, the NIO stock did manage to break through this downtrend, relatively quickly, and the longer term trend here in the relative strength index does remain positive. So if we take all of those things in a combination with one another, and then add the fact that there really is not much room here to extend to the downside, overall, I think that this means that we're likely to start to unfold in a bullish price pattern, which generates higher highs and higher lows. We're already starting to see some of this. We haven't seen, a completion of this early pattern yet. So it's possible that it will not unfold. Anything's possible in the market. We don't have a crystal ball and we can't predict the future here. But we are starting to see some early signs that this type of upside price move is building. It's forming a base, and these upward pressures are starting to build. I mean, there are a lot of signals here. This bearish momentum was not really able to sustain itself for very long. The longer term momentum here is bullish, and then we're already seeing a series of higher lows after forming a long term bottom at roughly $3.60. So, we can go back in the price history here and see that prices do extend much higher if we go farther back in time. If we go back to if we go back to 2021 here, the early parts of 2021, we can see that the stock was trading above $65 per share. In percentage terms, that is a massive, massive upside move, especially when you consider the fact that, potential moves to the downside here really don't have much room to extend. If we look at the current support zone, which is roughly forming at $4.20 or around there, we can see that even if this level were to break, the next support zone to the downside, as I've got it marked here with this white line, comes in just above $3.60. So, we're not even talking about a full dollar in downside when the potential for upside is quite massive. So if we compare these two metrics here, the possible risk in the trade versus the possible reward in the trade, this is starting to look like an excellent prospect. Could this be true? I mean, are we really seeing a base here? I mean, it's possible that we could start to break lower. We could break this 415, 420 level, and then break through 360, and then that would invalidate this thesis. That would kind of destroy this outlook, this positive outlook. But most of the indications at this point do seem to be pointing in the other direction, in my view. So this is the real question here. I mean, I would like to know what people think. I mean, do you think that what we're seeing here is a true reversal, or do you think that it's too early to say this? There is a large amount of negative momentum that is generated here to the downside. So I could understand if somebody wanted to make the argument that, we still have further room to the downside. The stock will continue to decline, et cetera, et cetera. But if we do see a positive breakout here, first I would like to see the share price move above the exponential moving average cluster. That would be these colorful lines here, the yellow line, orange, and purple lines. Ultimately, we do really need to see a break above this blue line here. That's kind of the major area to watch because this would be the 200-day exponential moving average. If we see a breakthrough through here, we're definitely looking at the building of an uptrend, in my view, because this would solidify higher highs and higher lows for the stock after posting major lows after a long-term downtrend. So there's a lot here that's pointing to a potential reversal. I would like to know if people agree with that or disagree with that. I would also like to know when people started to buy the stock. I think those are interesting points, and they can kind of help the discussion. For NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO.